All right. Supreme Court rejects Trump administration bid to avoid paying USAID contractors. The Supreme Court on Wednesday backed a federal judge power to order the Trump administration to pay $2 billion to U.S. agencies for international development contractors, but did not require immediate payment. In doing so, the court on a 5-4 vote rejected an emergency application filed by the Justice Department after U.S. District Judge Amir Ali issued a series of rulings demanding the government unfreeze funds that President Donald Trump put on hold with an executive order. The court delayed acting on the case for a week, but in the meantime, the contractors have not been paid. So I guess this is
So
good. This is good for the American aid. It's crazy how, Supreme Court finally ruled against him on something he was trying to do. Let's see how he acts towards them. Amy Cohen Barrett, I guess, was one of the detractors. I mean, and then they're pointing out how she was looking after the address. She looked kind of shook.
so she's one of the detractors. Who else was it? Because there had to be two, one other. I mean, from their party. Was it Justice? Was it Chief Justice Roberts? Who was the other one? Does it say?
With
Does it give?
Justice
Yeah, I mean,
Alito writing that Ali did not have the unchecked power to compel the government to pay out 2 billion tax dollars. I'm stunned, Alito said. The other dissents center was Justice Clarence Thomas, Neil Gorsuch, and Brett Kavanaugh.
so that was Roberts. Then Roberts came out and actually Roberts came out for America, pretty
Yeah.
much. I mean, he can't. I mean, but sometimes you what you do is you give them the two people who they. I mean, Roberts has done this before. This isn't like a precedent for him. He's not setting precedent by doing this. He did this during Obamacare. He came out against Trump for I believe for Obamacare as well too. And so or I don't know if it was Trump actually was in office or not. I know that he came out against the Republicans for Obamacare, not striking down Obamacare or the mandates and stuff in Obamacare. So it's to me maybe those two will be people who actually have some sense of normalcy for America, want America to be a normal place, or maybe they're just people who they stuck out there just to make sure to get it paid. Because those were contracts that people, like you said, already or work for they already had done. So if this is work you've already done, then you should be paid for it. Everyone knows that. That's not something
Yes.
that's just like that's not an abnormal thing. That's not irregular or anything like that. So it's just normal for people to actually have to be paid for work that they've done. I think Trump is used to not paying people for work that they've done. This
Yeah.
is something that he's had a history of doing. So, I
It's
don't really
it's
know
you
if
know
that.
it's crazy how there's a lot of people out here that just want to watch the destruction of other people. But I mean, like, that's kind of the American way. Like, people didn't come to colonize America with good faith, like, oh, we're gonna live here all together and do everything. No, they, rape, pillage, and did whatever they wanted to do. So I mean, you have a lot of those people, and then their descendants grew up and wanted to live like that and do like that. So it's just this is the way America is. I'm surprised they've been holding it at bay for so long. Um, but it's going to be
No,
crazy to see his reaction to this. I mean, is he going to let it slide? Is he going to get on True Social and say something crazy about the Supreme Court? Like, you know what? They need to go too.
I mean, who knows? He might. I think it's going to be bigger rulings than this that kind of get him because I mean, you're not going to win them all. I mean, he shouldn't at least. You never know, but you're not going to win them all. I think he'll let this go because these were people who actually needed to be paid. This is work they've already done, contracts that were already signed. You can't just freeze their money now. I mean, that's basically saying that we would America would basically fold on on our debt obligations, not pay our debt obligations. We've never been like that as a country. It knocks our AAA or our AA or wherever we're at now credit rating down. So I mean, but
We've never been a lot of stuff in this country. And in the last 40 days, we've seen we are a lot of that stuff now in this country.
absolutely.